Hello and welcome to this review for the new Lego Viking Village. It's a new 18 plus set. The code number is 21343 and it came out today. Now the reason why I had it a little bit early is because on walmart.ca they actually were shipping it out. So I said, hey, let's go for it, why not? And for anybody that's curious, from today it's available on the Lego store, and I'm not sure if it's exclusive to certain retailers in different countries, but I know that in Canada it was available at Walmart for $169. The first thing I want to get to is the price, because I think it's phenomenal. And I'll bring the box close just so you see. The box not important, the piece count is. So it's over 2,000 pieces, over 2,100 pieces, and in Canadian dollars it was 169. In America, I believe it's 139. So it comes out to a really low price per parts ratio. And the fun part is that, as you can see here, you don't have a bunch of teeny tiny parts. I mean, yes, there's a few here, right? Like those clear triangular plated bricks and those little studs here, but at the same time, you have these very big and generous blue plaque pieces. I don't know if that's the right term. And like, I mean, or everything to, like, here, for example, we'll take this. I mean, they have, larger pieces. So I think it's a very generous amount of great pieces. And it's a great price per parts ratio for good parts. Now, of course, almost nothing here is a part that we haven't seen before. I believe, I'll show it to you as I go around. So this is the village. I believe some of the fern parts here, like we have right here, this may be new, or at least relatively new. So some other colors, but there's no specialized parts for it, and I'm fine. What I love the most about this set is that they use pieces I've seen since my childhood, growing up in the 90s, pieces I've never seen done in a certain way or done in certain colors and mixtures that make for a really cool effect. So for instance, now we have it right here, right? We have this piece here that I used to have like on the border of my two-story house. This small 90s house build that I had. And I had this color in blue. A piece like this or similar to this along the same thing. But the way it's built here is that the fact that they make it vertical and in this color within this context, it gives it that it actually mirrors the same kind of style that we see on the prints here. So I think that's beautiful and we're very nicely done. At the same time, just an example of just something really fun and easy. So this piece here, as you can see in the context, I'll make the camera go slightly up. Right, so for this tower area here, everything here is just normal kind of building techniques, nothing too spectacular, but it gives a great effect. And I'll give an example with this here. So I just take it out, and there's nothing here is new from the past, well, 30 years probably, right? So you got the grill pieces, you got a 2x6 plate, and you've got these three pieces here. So very standard, normal stuff, easy to build. But then you put it within the context that you see here, and it creates this just beautiful rustic feel to it. Just the fact that we have these grill pieces in this nougat, I'm not sure if it's nougat or a lighter color, so sorry about that. But around this kind of light brownish tone gives it almost like a new flavor, new opportunities for this piece, as you can see within it. Maybe caramel. Maybe that's maybe that's the color. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on this. So I just find it remarkable that, and you have builds like the whole point of this to me is that this Lego idea is that it comes to the fact that people have they have their Lego bricks at home and they come up with brand new concepts, using them, new ways of using them. That's what we have here. Even like here, this little detail here is all just standard pieces that you would have, used in a new light for a new design. And within Vikings, which is actually fun, because even though, like, you would think that there's been lots of Lego Viking stuff, but there hasn't. There's been that ship, and there from a few years back, and there was that set from the mid-2000s. But aside from that, like in the 90s, if we wanted Vikings, we had to go for Mega Blocks. I don't know if anybody remembers that very big Viking ship that came from Mega Blocks. I had it. And yes, me talking about Lego Blocks means that clearly this is not a sponsored review. I just bought it. I was able to get it early just by happenstance. And that's why we have it here. But I mean, me doing it at this time, it's not too much earlier review. I mean, the thing is out. So I will take the camera and pan it a bit more. But I just want to show you that what I like the most about this, the fact that we have a bunch of Lego bricks, things that we may have at home, but seen in new light, new colors, and it makes for a really, really cool design. And value-wise, it's phenomenal. I can't think of a better set, aside from maybe the Lego classic sets that you would get that just have random pieces inside. But as an actual like theme, so you can build, this is the best. I will get into gripes, but none of those outweigh the positive of the beauty of the set that you see in front of you. Good, so we'll go through it, and then I will do my gripes at the end. So I've gone through the fact that the easy building techniques. Speaking of which, while this is an 18+ set, I mean, there's no... I guess there's alcohol here, so it's a mead, so I guess a theme that's over 18 in that sense. But like, I just find it... I'm not a big fan of the 18+. I mean... We as adults, we grew up with these. We love Lego because we grew up with it as kids. We know that this is a kid targeting brand, so I don't really get the charade of targeting it to adults too. I mean, this could be a 10+ set. There's nothing too hard in building techniques, and I don't know if it's the price, but then again, I mean, there's 10+ sets that are even more expensive than this. So I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm just not too fond of this barrier, this like imaginary barrier of putting the 18+ on it. And us adults are smart. I don't think this makes us feel special all of a sudden. To me, it just almost as if like parents think that a kid can't get this. But I mean, I would have loved this as a 10-year-old. Like I said, so I think there's nothing here that would exceed a 10-year-old's skill if they're into Lego. So if ever you're a parent and you think this is a cool looking set, and you want it for your 10-year-old or your 12-year-old, by all means, get it. There should be nothing stopping you. Okay, that's it. Now we're going to go around for the set. We'll take the camera. We're going to go see some cooler angles. So, there you go. This is it from above. And there's been complaints that there's only 4 figures, but at the same time, there's only like 3 main buildings. So you see it's a bit cramped inside. Of course, all that said, it's because it's only $130 some odd US set, so it's not that big. It's something to understand. Now we're gonna go here. This is the blacksmith's place, or the forgery, however you would call it. Now, what's really cool about this is that if ever people familiar with buildings or houses, that Lego will always have maybe a few studs that make the roof attached to. This has none. It's just a really cool. Here, I'll show it to you. Like I said, it's bare bones from inside, but I mean, that's what you want. You don't want them to spend money on stuff that you won't see either, right? So there's actually nothing gripping it. It's just gravity and the fact that you have the same shapes that go down onto it, right? So I think that's really, really well done. Now, inside here, we have our blacksmith, and she has Mjolnir. It's tough to see. Sorry about that. Nah, it's not focusing too well. Sorry about that. But yeah, there are no alternate faces on this and most characters. That's also, I mean, like you'll see, the price to price ratio is already great. That you can see where it's gotten a bit, where, how can I say this, where money was saved. So no alternate faces, for instance. No printing on the arms. It's it's a standard minifigure. But at the same time, I don't see anything wrong with that. So inside we have an anvil, some water to after it's been hot, then have the steel take shape. And there is a really cool little feature here. Well, cool. You'll judge. But the fire does go up when you press it. So it's very standard, very small, but it's something that I didn't expect at all from this kind of set. Once again, little things like this remind me that this is still for kids. So once again, I don't get the 18+, aside from just pandering. If that makes any sense, you'll let me know if you see where I'm getting at. All I mean is that it's fun for all. That's all I'm trying to get at for here. And yeah, there is this element here that's used for the smoke that's coming out of the chimney. So we're going to place it back. And now we've got this here. That is the main house where the leader is. Now the leader, I have him here crossing the bridge, which I think was really fun to build. This I thought was really smart. Not a lot of, once again, it's just very efficient way of just doing a bridge. Not a lot of parts, but yet it has a really cool effect. Okay, so I'm going to take him out, show him to you, and then I'll place him inside. So for a leader here, this is him. He's an old wise warrior. Take out his sword. Oh, and by the way, everything you see, like any printing, is all it's all printing. There's no stickers on the set. I mean, obviously with the shield you would have expected that, but when you'll see, like I said, any like on the house here, if we can see it, like this is all printed. What you see here is also printed, so no stickers. Once again, the price is really outstanding. Okay, so back to our minifigure. Here he is. Like I said, no alternate face, but don't mind for the price. And this, like the other one, there is no stud holding it back. You just lift it as such. Now we're going to go inside. Here it is. So, good use of space. Of course, by the outside it looks a bit big, inside it looks smaller, so almost like a reverse TARDIS. But I mean, it just makes sense as soon as you realize that the width of the house and the fact that you need to construct the wall inside will be a bit cramped. But you still have, I mean, there's still a table here. A cup goes there, but I've got our friend here going for some mead, so that's where that cup would be. It goes there. We have a really nice build for the fire here. I thought that was really well done. And we've got, I'll tilt it. We've got some weapons on the side. And yeah, right there is the chair of the leader. So I'm gonna have him sit down. Here he is. I'll place it back. And yeah, this, like we're talking about small gripes. This, for example, can pivot. It's not stuck in the solid place, but as you can see, the friction's fine. It won't tilt when you don't want it. And we have this part here, the watchtower. Just to make it better. Right, well, we do have someone here standing guard. Like so below under, you have some place for the mead, which is actually very smart because it's actually built like this, and then you tilt it upwards. I thought that was pretty cool. And yes, you can always remove it if you want more space. So, for example, someone to board, because they do have, as you can see all throughout, right, strategically placed. I mean, at least decently designed. You see that they do have in pairs these piers. So you can have a small boat come in, right? And on that side as well. But in this case, we'll just put the mead back. And here we go. Now this character, this one's special because she actually does have an alternate face. And I'll show it to you. Not a huge fan of it, but once again, it doesn't matter. There she is winking at us. Like I said, the printing, no printing on the back and printing the arms, but I think the printing for the print that's there is fine. And once again, at this price, I already have more than enough to be happy. Let's set it to the side. Going back, one thing I find really cool, I love the build here. So it actually ends up making like this kind of stone stairway, and it's all uneven, but like it's beautifully done. Like you can see, it's not. Of course, because it's bricks of Lego, they end up all being the same height, so it's fine. But what I find really cool is that the fact that they try to create like asymmetry through it all, even using Lego bricks, and I think it's well achieved here. And yeah, it goes up to the door. The door has these wand elements from Harry Potter. And you can go in. Once in though, there's no stairs. It's just you go in, then you can put the figure on top here. This does not remove for easy access. You just have to place a figure if you can. And then you do have, like I said, the bridge here. Not drawbridge is not the right thing. Forget the kind of bridge it is, but I mean, you can see it for what it is. And here we have the little watchtower. Okay. I will be separating these, but I want to save it for the end, and because that is one of my main, if we call it gripe, the main gripe comes from the fact that the separation is flawed, and that's what we're going to get at now. So, to see the stairway a bit better, I'm going to separate it now. So, yeah, here's another thing. See, some pieces are more likely to be to come off than others. Like, for example, this thing here, which also is a print. Let's just go see it real quick. There it is, and now it's gone. Okay. So now the separation. You'll see where the, I would say, main issue with the set is. So if I do separate it, like so, it's not supposed to come apart like this. It isn't. The way it's set up is that the way it clips, it's even hard to undo here. You have, this is not obvious. Okay, you have there we go. These pieces here, right? These wrench-like pieces, clips, okay? These will fit onto here. And then they will be clipping onto, I'll show it to you. I'll take the roof off. Here. This series of pieces, okay? So you have another one here, and another one here, clipped off. The problem is that the clip, once clipped, that tension or that pressure, whatever you want to call it, that force, is stronger than the friction that's holding these pieces inside the other ones. So they will always come off. So that's one of the gripes of the set. But on a similar note, you saw 3 pieces. Now you would think, well, if I remove this, because maybe you want this, maybe I would just want to, customize it a bit. Maybe have it closer there. Maybe make it move like this, right? You could see how maybe it could fit. I'll move further, right? How triangle pieces meet. But no, because these, how can I say this? The male and female peg, if that's a way of putting it forth, are all on the same structure. So the middle structure clips to both sides. It's not you have this side clipping to this and then this clipping to that. So that's so there's that lack of. And the reason why I bring it up is because I don't see how it couldn't have been that way instead, right? I think that, there could have been a much better way of doing this clipping system. Like I said, eager to have the opportunity to just change it slightly if you want, just for that, or just to make it more easier to detach and not having this undone every single time. So that is the main gripe of the set. And I didn't see it brought up yet. Put this back. Okay, now it's been removed, we have access here to see a bit better. I'm gonna bring out the minifigure so we could see. Like, once again, it's kind of fun to see just pieces that I've grown up with. So like this kind of bow I've had since, like, I've had a bow like this since I grew up in the early 90s. Right, same for this kind of piece. When I was playing with those, I guess you would the Western type sets that we had. Okay, I guess those are maybe more mid 90s. In any case, so we've got, like I said, the same as the other ones. Nothing too fancy, but there is still nice printing going all the way down to the legs, or something to the side, and nothing in the back. And speaking of the back, no alternate face. I'm a broken record now. We'll move that to the side. Last thing to see before we say our goodbyes is this piece. So you can see it here much better. And I gotta say, my favorite part of building, while I did bring this up, this wasn't like the most fun part. It was just cool to see, these traditional pieces being used in a new way. Sorry about that. It was fun to see these traditional pieces being used in a new way or new context, or to create an overall design I had not seen before. But what I found the best part of building it was this here. This staircase here. You don't even realize you're building a staircase as you're doing it. It just feels you're building like a group of rocks. But it wasn't, I'm going to compare this to the El Dorado Fortress that we got this year. And that was to me, the least fun part, is that you had to build to replicate the elevated platform. Obviously, you're not going to have a new elevated platform in this day and age, but just the building of it felt very monotonous, and it wasn't as fun. It was always very samey, and it like I said, just wasn't fun. Just a fun factor. But this was super fun. like I said, you have a bunch of different shapes, a bunch of different angles, and you're going to have, for example, like you see here, pieces like this that you would have usually horizontally, but then set vertically. So, and you have that all throughout. So it makes for a beautiful effect, beautiful use of parts, and a really fun way of building. So that was definitely my favorite part of it all. And like I see, a really cool result. We're going to the back a bit too. Right? See, you even have there, look. So you have like 3 levels, right? You have like a cave area, and I can go up. And the entire tower is hollow inside. So you can just have if I take a 1 minifigure, I'll put it down. Let's see, will it? Oh yeah, it's right. I didn't show this feature. So I was wrong. Sorry about that. I'll get back. It is, yes, of course it's hollow, but it doesn't directly go down. So for example, here, we'll get here at the end. So you have this level at the bottom, and then above here, now you didn't see this, but this was placed. Here you go, so for an easier access. Well, you know you cannot take out the roof, you can take this out. And you can see inside you have like a pumpkin, and you do have a ladder. I don't know if you can see it. You have a ladder that you can go up, so you can get access to that, and then reach the top here. Oh, there's a better look at that. I'll place it back. I think you'll see it's easier to place back. Here you go. This too, by the way, that's another little fun technique. So these are pieces a bit more new, of course. It's not that they've been around for 30 years, these ones, but a simple concept, and it actually makes for, it's not as easy to see, but like for example here you can see it better, right? The nice shape that it gives you with the rustic feel again and nice colors. Okay, so I think I've spoken enough. I think you've heard enough of me. So this is the set. Just wanted to give you a good look and see exactly what you're getting in case you're wondering, because I mean, of course, 130 US, 160 Canadian, it's not the most expensive set, but it's still money. And if you want to make sure what you're getting, hopefully I gave you a decent enough view to see exactly what you're getting, or the flaws. Oh, sorry, one more flaw. And this thing that is easy to fix from Lego is that, now, the instruction booklet, I don't know if you'll say flaw, it's just one, right? Now, like I said, this could be fun to build with someone else. It would be, and there's several structures, right? So, I mean, it would have been cool to have one booklet per structure. Like we saw with, for example, El Dorado had that. So even though it's an 18+ set. So I would like to have maybe this divided into 3 different booklets so you could do it with other people, if that's, at least to give you that option. Because or else ends up not being too fun. And me with kids, either we take turns building it. So yeah, just a little thing. To me, it would have added a lot. Anyways, that's it for now. I wish you all a great day, okay? All the best, guys.